Samaje.
Hi, it's Jasmine.
This is Victoria.
Today we have a special guest, beauty expert, author, and celebrity makeup artist, Courtney Rashawn.
Hello guys, how are you?
Hi, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Yes. So today, you guys, we're going to talk about social media.
You never get that right.
It's okay.
Yeah, social media. Who uses it? What we do with it?
All about social media.
It dominates our lives, honestly.
For real, how'd that happen?
I mean, let's get right into it. We grew up, we were all in our early 20s now. We didn't grow up with social media. Computers were still a relatively new thing.
Yeah.
The internet was still developing.
The first cell phone was the size of a brick.
Yeah, that was yeah.
That's the craziest thing.
When I saw someone with a phone, I was like, okay, you're a spoiled rat. Why do you have a cell phone right now?
I was the first in my grade to get a cell phone, actually. I was in the 5th grade.
You were popping. You were popping.
My mom made sure to give it to me too, at a field trip, so I could stun on all the other kids.
Oh my god.
They had the
next
cell
level.
phones out then that had maybe 4 contacts, your mom, your dad, an emergency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Those
your
Firefly
grandparents.
phones? Have you ever seen those Firefly phones? I always wanted one. My mom was like, you don't need that. That's dumb. And I'm like, but it's popping. But
My niece, she's 7 and she has a gizmo. And it's a gizmo, so it's just only 3 numbers that are programmed into it. So it's mom, dad, and grandma. Exactly. So all she does is press the button and then she can automatically have a conversation. So she's on, field trips and things like that. And she's like, come get me. So come get me.
And it's make sure I don't have you a huge bill at the end of the month because you brought all these Barbie app or whatever.
You guys remember Hava Hotel?
Yes. Oh my god.
I used to buy the credits. Using my mom's credit card or whatever. Or you could charge it on your phone. Now with text, you get credits to get my furniture and stuff.
I just saw this guy,
So
he made
bad.
a video. He was saying how his niece brought up his bill because she wanted to get Barbie a fur. And that's how they get you. If Barbie's wearing furs, you have to pay for the mink that's extra.
I remember actually Kanye West was even tweeting about how Northwest was. He was like, oh my god, why do kids apps even have in-app purchases and running up my bill? And I was like, that is a father right there. Because even if you're famous, you're like, yo, why are you running up my bill right now?
I think you forget. Do kids really need iPads? At what age should you give a child an iPad? You see even the makers of social media, social media makers or technology, big technology
they don't give their
They
children.
don't even want their kids.
Yeah.
There's special schools where they just use books and don't even use electronics.
So a regular school.
Yeah, a regular school.
That's the craziest thing to me. I remember, I think the creator of Microsoft or somebody who works at Microsoft was like, yeah, we only limit a lot of the time that they spend on their technology and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's great. Cool. Why doesn't everybody do that? Because you would be out of a job. But actually, there's this kid who comes to my job every week or weekend or whatever, and he always has an iPad, and I'm like, can't you read a book? But then I realized he's 4 and can't read, which I kind of have a problem with because I can read at 4, but I digress. I was just like, you're just running around, you're always watching TV. I don't get it.
They had the little, they had the little games where that was our computer, a fake little laptop.
Yeah. Oh my God, Leapster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now they have the Nook and everything. They know how to use it before I even do. But that's good.
I see a lot at the restaurant that I work at that people will bring their kids and literally prop an iPad in front of their child to watch with the oh, do you have a charger? He needs to watch his movies. I'm like, you're at a restaurant. You can watch movies at home.
Yeah.
Why did
interact with your kids?
Yeah, interact with your child. Teach them how to behave.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I was gonna say we live in a technology-driven age, so that's basically our new norm. As opposed to when we were in 5th and 6th and 7th grade, their norm is different from our norm. It's it's customary for the younger millennials to have from the 5-year-olds to the 10-year-olds to actually have iPads. It's just a different generation, and they're just their minds are just they're short attention span, so their minds are constantly need to be they need to be occupied.
Everywhere. I mean, it's good for the future of technology. We're gonna have some great. Everybody's gonna know how to work it and great advancements in the future.
Innovation.
But it's you see, like you said, your focus is kind of decreasing. I don't know. It's too many things to remember and look at.
Yeah.
And everything's going quickly. News is flying by and passing by.
Absolutely.
One thing happens and the next thing happens. It's what happened to having an agenda system,
Yeah.
Now it's just switching all the time.
I mean, I know for me, the one thing that I love is the fact that I can pull up any information that I need. To fact check is so useful in this day and age, because it's like, oh, I don't really know what this word means for sure. Let me just look it up. I always do this, because also on the internet, people are ready to come for you. Ready. They are on.
Yes.
Gold diggers too.
Or
it's like, all right, pay, how much does he get paid?
Oh
they have the website.
Yeah. You can look up people's net worth.
Yeah. You can Google them and then find out all their net worth and when they were born, and even with Wikipedia, you can find that the information in Wikipedia isn't always necessarily accurate, but for the most part, the facts are there, so you can find out anyone's personal business or information, where they live. It's just with technology, it just makes everyone accessible.
Right.
Period.
Exactly. I think that's good for also entrepreneurs and businesswomen and men who are trying to sell their products online or whatever they're trying to do. Like, for example, Courtney, how do you use social media for your to advertise your new debut book, Giving Face, and Pretty Girl Getting Cosmetics? How do you use the book for that?
Well, we have different media platforms that we use. We definitely utilize Twitter and Instagram and Facebook to our advantage. We set up pages. We definitely have contest giveaways to draw traffic to our website through social media. So social media is a great publicity tool. It's also free and inexpensive or what have you. And, you reach a wide variety of people all around the globe through social media. You're always making a new follower or a new friend who has their own network. So by tapping into someone else's network through your own network, it's just basically brand building. So that's one of the cool things about social media, that you definitely can build your brand and expose yourself to other networks. So that's one of the primary driving forces of social media, as far as networking and selling selling your products and your business online.
Yeah, build relationships overseas. Yeah. Everybody's
absolutely.
I mean, you having conferences now, you could just see people who you could have relationships with people who live internationally, because you could just talk to them and create that rapport with people even easier. And I feel like you don't have to travel and keep up with someone.
Like my friend actually, one of my best friends from high school, he actually lives in Italy and he's moving to Germany right now, but I talk to him every day, and it's crazy how I would have to send him a letter back then. That's so crazy to me. I love getting mail, but I couldn't imagine writing a letter to somebody. You know what I mean?
And the postage, it would take a week. So much. By the time you could get the letter, a bunch of other stuff would have already happened.
But I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
What is your favorite social media platform? I'm gonna ask you, Courtney, first.
Well, I love Twitter. I'm a Twitter girl.
I'm a Twitter girl too.
Yeah, I definitely love Twitter. I love the fact that everyone uses Twitter. I mean, people are either on Facebook, but they're not on Twitter, or they have Twitter and they don't use it, or they're on Instagram and they don't use it as much as they may do Facebook. But for me, I love Twitter. It's just a larger platform. It isn't winded, because you can just, you have a certain amount of characters and you have to basically get right to the point, which I love. To me, it's a little bit more impersonal as opposed to Instagram and Facebook. So, but Twitter is kind of more a social media kind of statement platform. I believe. So it's kind of more an announcement, hey, this is what's going on. These are the topics that are trending. This is what's hot right now. So that for me, with Twitter, it definitely keeps you current and keep you in the loop of things. So I'm definitely a Twitter fan.
Awesome.
Go Twitter.
Did you debut your book, Giving Face, on there on Twitter?
Yes. Well, actually, we debuted it through PR Newswire. We had a full-on press announcement, and it was great. So Twitter was definitely one of the first platforms to actually receive it, and then everything else was posted on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. I haven't used Blab and Periscope. I've only used it when other people are using it, but I haven't personally used it myself. I don't know, just all that crazy interaction. But I do it though, and it's fun. But just for me, I just think Twitter is the most useful in terms of business, just announcements and things like that.
Twitter's my favorite too, personally. I mean, Twitter for, I guess, friends or whatever, but Snapchat for the host.
Exactly. I'm gonna have to get on Snapchat.
I feel well, Snapchat now has competition with Instagram now,
Right.
which I find really
Snapchat's
interesting.
going to crush
I have not
it.
yet seen how to use it, but I see people
I've
at the
yeah,
top
you
of my
can
screen.
you can just slide to I guess to the left or whatever, and it's basically the same format as Snapchat. But I don't know. I feel like I like Snapchat because I don't actually post stories all the time. Like a lot of people tell me like, oh, I always tune into your stories and I always listen very intently when you have a Snapchat story because I never post. Like I literally never post Snapchat stories because I personally don't think that everybody needs to know about my life at all times.
Absolutely.
You know,
You get comfortable doing that and start telling something. It's like, wait, I didn't mean to say that.
or it's like you just start saying things because you think that you have a platform. It's like no, use your voice.
Listening.
Yeah, like use your voice when it matters. You know, I remember I Snapchatted when I went to a Black Lives Matter protest. I Snapchatted when we went to an event. You know what I mean? Like cool things that are going on that other people want to see. I'm not gonna Snapchat me like walking or me going to the gym because it's like I do those things.
That?
Yeah,
Who cares if you're going
I
to the gym?
kind of wouldn't want to feel vulnerable, like just letting people who don't really know me see that brief Snapchat.
because
video
anybody
and
can
think
follow
they know
you.
me.
Anybody. It doesn't matter if you're on private. Like I mean, I accept everybody even if I was on private because I just like having followers. Like, but I don't know. How about you? What's your favorite?
I'll have to say my most used is Instagram, so I guess Instagram. I like them all for different reasons, but Instagram because I feel like it's all in one. It has a picture. You could always quickly message someone. Snapchat, I think I use second most because I also can message, instant message.
Right.
And Facebook, I mean, I just like to look at Facebook news feeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to have a Facebook because, like, for my family.
I feel like
to
also
share
like you're not a
articles.
real person if you don't have a Facebook.
Exactly, like you're a
Just
little
have it.
sus.
Yeah. But I mean, well, I'm personally a Twitter girl as well. I'm always on Twitter, literally. Like I
Best
never
Twitter,
shut
since
up.
2010 when I started following.
Wow,
Best Twitter
she
ever.
knows. I started in 2010, June 2010. So that's probably my longest relationship with anything.
Right. I think I started in 2009.
Yeah, like
I'm the only one who doesn't use Twitter like that.
I don't know what it is. I just love just spewing random stuff from my brain, and
it's funny.
like my
It's
head is
really
always working. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's like I'll just talk about like things that I see and things that I'm doing. You know what I mean? And it's like it's always just a lot of fun to interact with people. I feel like that's my favorite thing about Twitter is just interacting with random people. I can never be like on private or anything like that. But
You can't be on private, and especially things that you might have said in the past could be brought back up.
Oh my
like
God.
Jeffree Star, makeup artist.
Yes,
Jeffree
let's
Star.
talk a little bit about Jeffree Star right now.
problematic.
So, Jeffree Star started off as a very popular androgynous model on MySpace 10 years ago, when
Wow,
MySpace was a
MySpace.
really big thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Shout out to Tom.
Shout out to Tom. I think Anderson.
I guess so.
His
This
makeup
Tom, I
looks
only know about
good.
Tom.
His
Jeff,
makeup
right?
is snatched.
It does.
Snatched
Well,
at any
like
time.
I said, he looks like a glammed up Marilyn Manson. Like he's just
Really?
fabulous.
He
Yeah.
really does.
Like Marilyn Manson's like flamboyant younger brother.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. But
okay.
Jeffree Star is a more glammed up version of Marilyn Manson. It's like A like B
Jeffree
different.
Star, well, I mean, I was a huge MySpace fanatic back in the day. I was
Yeah.
a former scene kid.
Okay.
And I followed Jeffree Star. And yeah, eventually, for a while, he fell off, and then he came back with this amazing lipstick line, amazing cosmetic line, to expand to this huge empire.
King Tut.
But
Oh my
before all of
Yeah.
this, I always was just like, you know what? Jeffree Star pissed off a lot of people before changing, and I guess people do change.
Yeah.
Changing and developing his makeup line. I wonder when it's gonna come back to bite him in the ass, and it's happening.
Well,
Yeah.
he definitely created a buzz and created a niche for himself within the makeup world just by his appearance, you know, being androgynous and,
Right.
you know, glammed up all the time. Just like his beef and his, you know, being, you know, him being really vocal and outspoken about, you know, other, you know, people and their products. We won't say any names, but, you know, just the quality of it. And, you know, so he's just very outspoken. And I think that's definitely, and then the way he looks is definitely the draw. He will draw
yeah,
you
definitely.
in,
He
you know.
uses his look,
So
his image.
it was definitely genius. He took what he had going on MySpace and just basically kind of like flipped it and then just came out a totally different person. So I commend you, Jeffree Star.
I find it amazing how like he really did change his look. He changed
Absolutely.
everything. Like
Everything.
he really glowed up in the truest form, and I can't hate him for that. You know
Absolutely
what I mean?
not.
Like,
He's
is he
fabulous.
problematic? Absolutely, but he
But
is
I feel like
fabulous.
Controversies.
Do you think they need to
Yeah.
apologize for these things when people could?
Well,
Because
he
people
did.
could people
Did
could
he?
critique your work.
He did
things you
apologize.
said.
He did apologize actually on his Twitter and said, you know, those things, there's no excuse for them. I'm not going to try and say that, you know, justified. It was just wrong. You know, obviously that was 10 years ago. I'm a different person now. I respect that because I think it would be almost easy for someone in his like, you know,
Position.
position
Yeah.
to just kind of brush it off and be like, oh, whatever, it's not a big deal. But he's like, no, it was wrong, and I'm sorry about it.
I was told that it was sort of like, oh, well, I fight for people of color in the community, blah, blah, blah. Like, I always ask makeup brands to give us more shades and more colors and stuff like that. So, like it sort of felt like when I was reading that, I was like, why should I be thanking you? You know what I mean? Like, I can fight for myself, you know? The women of color and the people of color who wear makeup can fight for themselves. So, like, don't get too,
plus,
you know?
If you see something's wrong, you should just automatically, just from morality, want to do something right by saying, why don't we have more shades? You're a makeup artist. It's not that we need to give you any other respect if you have said racial slurs in the past. But I feel like that's the crazy thing. See, I didn't know it was an old video. And when people see things brought back up, they think, oh, this is something new, and might not want to support his business. So that's the thing that sucks about social media.
Yeah.
Because I love his work.
It's cyclical almost, because it's like really like things can come up. You can make up whatever you want. That's like a really big downside of social media. Like Instagram in particular, I love Instagram. Like Kylie Jenner, like for instance, her like whole Instagram aesthetic, like she is like the Instagram baddie. Like she is the stereotypical Instagram baddie, and everybody wants to be her. Like I can't even lie.
I love Kylie Jenner. I definitely do. I mean, I love all the Kardashian girls, but you know, she's the youngest. She's the most rebellious.
Most hip.
She's like more in your face. You know, 1 minute she's glammed up, 1 minute she's very hipster, 1 minute, you know, she's, you know, just like, I don't care. So I love her attitude and, you know, her approach toward everything. She's like, you know, kind of like laid back, like, let's do it, you know?
I don't think she's like out of hand or anything. People say because she's 18, she's changing. I think she's growing up and finding herself, and I think we've all gone through that.
And
so
think
it's not
about
right
it, if you were 18 years old and in her position with all this money and fame and stuff, I would be doing the same. I would be doing
my
the
middle
same.
finger would be up all the time, okay? Like, who cares?
Also, like, she has a beautiful house. She has adorable dogs. Oh my god, have you seen her dog Instagram? Oh my god, her cars, like I can't even like I don't hate her. Exactly, I don't hate her.
The only thing I can hate on her for is her boyfriend.
And her mom is, and their mother, the momager is genius. Like Kris Jenner is genius.
Oh my god,
amazing
businesswoman. Yeah, absolutely. She took what they had, and it all stemmed from, you know, the
and they all have
Kim.
Their own apps and their own pages, and I think it's how they structure it. Exactly. How do you structure your Instagram with Pretty Girl Gang Cosmetics?
Well, basically, what we do is the platform is just really just to display our products. You know, we do have models. We did have the lovely Essence Samaj wearing wearing our beautiful ice wine color. But basically what we do is, you know, we have our models come on and real life people who actually purchased our products and wear them, and we encourage them to take pictures and send it because, you know, we're a real brand. You know, we want people to see how the makeup is actually going to look without, you know, being, you know, retouching or airbrushing or anything of that nature. You know, we just want you to see the product straight up. And, you know, we showcase everything that goes on, basically, within the whole PGGC brand, meaning Pretty Girl Gang Cosmetics, Pretty Girl Gang Cares, and then, you know, the Courtney Rashawn. I fuse it all together, and that's how I basically, you know, advertise it on Instagram. So, you know, we let you know when we're having contests, where we're having giveaways, you know, when a product is sold out. Currently, we're revamping our whole entire website, and we are revamping our product line since we are sold out of all of our lip lacquers and our lip liners.
I love those.
Yeah,
they feel so good.
They're great. I mean, they're absolutely wonderful.
That's why they're sold out.
Yeah, they sold out. So I was very grateful and happy about that. And we did sell out one of the pairs of our 8 lashes, our lash collection. We have 8 different styles. So we sold out of our 1 pair, Aphrodite. So we do have limited quantities left, but there are available. So when we come back, we're just all gonna have, when we, you know, come back with our product line, we're just gonna have the Siberian sable lashes because no one else has them, and they are wonderful.
That sounds beautiful.
Yes, they are. They're wonderful. And then we have our mink lashes also. But we're just going to do exclusively Siberian sable lashes.
And you talk about all of that too in the tips in your book, Giving Face.
Yes, Giving Face.
How to look flawless for every occasion.
The art is looking flawless for every occasion. Yes, it's available on Amazon.com. It was published by Cosby Media Publishing. And the book is really cool. It speaks about a variety of different techniques and application in the very beginning with very catchy and cool and interesting titles. And then in the book, I have different scenarios where it's, different scenarios that apply to your everyday life. Meaning, okay, so if you're going on a first date, what should your makeup look like? Or if you're going for a job interview, what your makeup should look like? Or if you're, hanging out with your girlfriends, or you're hanging out with your boyfriend or your partner, what makeup looks would be appropriate for that particular occasion. So it's all about learning about makeup, learning to fall in love with makeup. So it's basically a book about having a relationship with makeup and with beauty. So it's really, really cool. And then I have a chapter for men called Him, and it's all about men's grooming and, just really good hygiene.
Very important.
Yeah,
Please
and
let them know.
yes, oh yes.
Wow.
And it's funny because I'm speaking, when I was writing, I wanted to speak to people as if I was having a conversation with you in my living room. So it's a little quirky, and it's fun, and I probably I'm using not necessarily always the grammatically correct language, but it's fun, and it's like you're speaking to one of your friends. So but it's cool. It's
And I love
cool.
how you show different shades, variety of shades.
Yes.
On the cover of the book, Giving Face, because
Absolutely.
hello, girls of all different shades wear makeup. I mean, guys now wear makeup too. But
Well, there was a
everyone-
guy on there also. I wanted to make the book cover interesting. I wanted every nationality to be represented, and I wanted men and women to be represented as well, because like I said, I have, and I still do men's grooming, which was like a very, very big part of makeup artist industry, which people don't realize. And so I wanted the cover to appeal to everyone, every race, every gender, whether you were, homosexual, bisexual, straight, gay, lesbian, whatever. I wanted everyone to be able to relate to the book. So that's why I chose the cover.
And where could we get it?
Amazon.com, Courtney Rashawn, Giving Face, the art to looking flawless for every occasion. Available in the ebook and in print at Amazon.com.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Wow.
Oh, yes, and you can also follow me. Bless you. You can also follow me on Twitter at Courtney_Rashawn, Instagram at Courtney Rashawn. My Facebook page is Courtney Rashawn, and Pretty Girl Gang Cosmetics. Also on Instagram, Pretty Girl Gang Cosmetics. On Twitter, it's PGGCOS, so it's PGC Cos. On Twitter and also on Instagram, we are Pretty Girl Gang Cosmetics, and we have a Facebook page as well.
I love that. Like, you do multiple things.
Yes.
You use your apps, you use the technology, social media, and you have a book. Because there's always the type of person who likes to open up a book and just smell the pages,
Right.
and just be able to have it on the coffee table, pick
Right.
it up. Something that is a conversation starter.
It's
absolutely.
definitely a conversation starter. I mean, the titles in itself, well, the cover draws you in, but then the titles are not the typical makeup titles. It's like, I have titles like Sun Kiss, which is all about tanning and bronzers and spray tanning and things of that nature. And then Seduce Him, and that's all about, getting with your partner and deciding whether you want to have like minimal, virginal makeup, or you want to have like vampy vixen makeup.
Wow.
What is Baby Vixen makeup? Like a deep red
Yes,
liner, red lip?
a winged eye and a deep lip, deep lip.
And I think you're teaching us how to do a correct winged eyeliner for
Yes.
those who don't know how to do it.
Yes, you definitely have a lot of instruction and application in there, so you can basically learn how to do everything. There's a bunch of different techniques in there. I talk about contouring, I talk about strobing, I talk about highlighting, different winged eyes. There's the cat eye, there's the puppy dog eye. So there's a lot of different techniques and applications. So it's step by step. It's very, very detailed,
And right from a
you'll learn
beauty
how to do
expert.
it. Yes, absolutely.
Because you have the YouTubers now, but it's good to actually hear it from someone who is reliable.
I feel
You
like
can find
also
your
like
life.
YouTube is more like beauty enthusiasts, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Who are
Right.
like they're self-taught and they're just doing whatever they want
Right.
to do, and it might not be the perfect way, it might not be with like what you should be doing, it's just what they prefer, you know?
But more
So-
power to you if you can make it work for you. But it's always
Absolutely.
great to hear from an actual expert that knows it, just to solidify things. Or even when you see YouTubers say that they get their information or learn from someone who was an expert or in a professional field or for whatever you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I eat, breathe, and sleep all things beauty. I love it. I love new products. I love new trends. I can go in Sephora and Mercury
hours.
and stay in there for hours, just trying different products. Seeing the what the formulas are like, seeing the textures, how well it glides on, whether
Right.
it's clumpy, whether it goes on smooth. What agents are great for conditioning your lips, because
Yeah.
a lot of brands, beauty brands, some products contain alcohol.
And that dries out your skin.
And alcohol, yes, alcohol is a drying agent, and it'll definitely dry out your skin. So it's important to have less alcohol and less things that are harmful to the skin. But there's also small amounts of alcohol and things of that nature in the product. That is necessary.
It should be. That's why I like Clinique, because their stuff is good for your skin.
Yeah, I love Clinique. Yeah. It's a very good. Clinique is a really good brand. It's very clean. It's great for teenagers that are just starting out to learn. Have a rituals, washing your face, moisturizing, and all those things.
Your routine,
yes, exactly, the routine. Have your routine.
Now let me ask you, Courtney. I just have a question.
Sure.
What is your favorite beauty trend that's going on right now?
Oh gosh, I love the look now. I was definitely a strobing fanatic, but I definitely
you would say that. Honestly.
Yes, I definitely. There's a new technique out that's replacing strobing, and it's called stripping. And basically, it's the use of bronzers with highlighters combined. Wow. So it just gives you this illuminated effect, but it also still gives you a contouring effect as well. So it looks as if you're fusing contouring and strobing together. So you still get the look of contouring, and you still get the highlighting of strobing. So you still get the glow. So you get both.
I must be a trend center because I was doing that.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey.
But I've been strobing for years. I mean, that's actually one of my favorite techniques. They just put a name on it now, so it's strobing.
Hashtag
exactly.
Goes viral.
Yes, I love minimal makeup. I love the fresh wake up makeup, fresh face look, which is one of my techniques that I specialize
in. You're
in.
Rocking that right now.
Yeah.
Your skin is so clear.
Thank you. This is minus the lipstick. This is definitely a example of the wake up makeup technique, and I have a chapter in my book about wake up makeup, and just tell some of my beauty secrets and how to achieve this look.
We all want to achieve. I feel like the natural beauty is the best.
Okay, let's do it.
Is it okay for guys to wear makeup socially?
Yeah, I think so.
Guys to wear
Absolutely.
Yeah. But you can't look better than me.
That's not what I think.
If a guy's makeup is better than me, then it's time for me to step my game up.
That's what I'm saying. Dang, bring me to Sephora too then.
Right,
don't
exactly.
Leave me in the mud right now.
I mean, I don't think it should be necessarily over the top. I believe it depends on your region and where you are. I mean, New York, cities like New York and cities like Atlanta and LA, I think it's a little bit more acceptable. It's a given. It's not, no one's going to stare at you. I think if you're in the Midwest or in some of the more conservative southern states, you probably get a double take. But here, everyone's doing their own thing in New York. And that's the beauty of living in New York, that, everyone has their own individual style. And, no one really follows trends. It's all about how you feel and how do you want to look. So guys, they can definitely wear a little brow gel and, put a little bit of clear gloss on. And
that's why social media is good, because everyone could be themselves.
Exactly.
Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much, Courtney, for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
We loved having you. All right.
Thank you. And remember to go out and get my book. And I do have gifts for you guys that I do have to send to you.
We love gifts here.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you so much.